Hello, September Little Explorers. It's Heidi with the Columbia Land Conservancy, and I'm here at Drownland Swamp Conservation Area on County Route 3 in Ankrum. And we are going to do the last of this summer's story walks. I didn't get to them all, but they'll still be up till the end of September, so go check them out. And like our other ones, you're going to want to find this sign. It says this site has a story walk and follow the tracks for your outdoor reading adventure. So let's get started. When you come to Drownland Swamp, you do have two options of trails. You have the Summit Trail and the Swamp Trail. And as you can see from our sign here, the story walk is this way. Don't forget to take pictures of yourself on the trails and send them to us or tag us, hashtag Coco Story Walk, so that we can see that you're enjoying all of these great story walks. Here we go. First one. Near One Cattail. Turtles, Logs, and Leaping Frogs by Anthony D. Fredericks and illustrated by Jennifer DeRubio. So this is a story about a wetland, and we have a little letter here that I'm going to read. It says, "Dear friends, paddle on over and let me introduce you to my neighborhood. Things are really hopping here. Get it? This is a wetland. Now you may think that a wetland is just one big swamp, and you'd almost be right. But you should also know that a wetland is a wild and oozy place to live for many critters. A wetland is a vacation spot for migrating birds, a place to rest when they travel to and from their winter or summer homes. It's also a nursery for small fish and other creatures that need a safe environment to which to grow up. Wetlands control floods and help protect water supplies from pollutants and other impurities. And if you look closely, you might just see my tadpole babies swimming around. Ribbit, ribbit. But our wetland home is in danger. Many of the bogs, swamps, marshes, and other wet and soggy places in this country are disappearing. That's because some people want to build more houses, highways, or shopping centers. There are even folks who just don't like marshy, soggy places. I don't know who those are. So many wetland areas are being filled, dredged, and drained. We need your help. Wetlands are full of more life than you might see anywhere else, and saving them means protecting the homes of many plants and many animals. I hope you enjoy your visit to my buggy-muggy home. So come along and log on to some great adventures and incredible discoveries. Your big-eyed buddy, Frog." Maybe today, as we're walking along, we might come across a frog or a toad. It rained yesterday, overnight actually. It rained overnight, and so the ground is still wet. We might find some critters out exploring just like we are. But let's keep going to the next one. Here we are. Ooh, it blends in with the background. It's hard to see, it's very camouflaged. Here is a world where tadpoles play and crowds of bugs dance through the day, with lilies and duckweed everywhere, some long-legged birds and a crayfish pair. Among the rushes where herons repose, a fuzzy cattail flowers and grows. This here is a cattail. You might be able to see some when we get to the overlook. Right now, this time of year, it's actually kind of hard to see the wetland on this part of the trail, but it's just over there behind all these trees. Here's another one. This is a cattail. Here we go. The marshy land with a layer of ooze was explored by a girl in high-top shoes. A quizzical thought crossed her face. What creatures live in this bog-boggy place? Any ideas? If you've never been here, think of other ponds or wet areas. What kind of critters live there? Think about that while we go to the next sign. When she looked at the wildlife, one by one, as they skittered and scattered in the noonday sun, she discovered a kingdom, wild and grand, a web of life in a soggy land. Can you see? Can you see? There's some pretty cool wildlife on there. Here we come up to another one. These are the frogs with big bulging eyes who whip out their tongues to capture some flies. Within a rich land, all swampy and green, creatures abound in this waterlogged scene. Can you stick out your tongue like you're capturing some flies? And why don't we hop like a frog to the next stop? Here's the next one. Sunbathing turtles on a moss-covered log bask in the warmth of this mugmuggy bog. Neighbors to frogs with big bulging eyes who whip out their tongues to capture some flies. Within a rich land, all swampy and green, creatures abound in this waterlogged scene. How many turtles do you see in this picture? Turtles are one of my favorite animals. Do you have a favorite wetland animal? Turtles can live in wetlands, ponds, streams. Some turtles don't need too much water, other ones spend most of their time in the water. What's your favorite turtle? Go, here comes another one. A zip-zipping dragonfly skitters all day, hunting mosquitoes and other small prey, past sunbathing turtles on a moss-covered log, who bask in the warmth of this mugmuggy bog. Neighbors to frogs, with big bulging eyes, who whip out their tongues to capture some flies. Within a rich land, all swampy and green, creatures abound in this waterlogged scene. So it looks like it's getting a little wetter. You see a lot more ferns. It's shady. The water's still just a little ways away, but not too far. Here we go. Brown-feathered ducks with paddling feet poke near the shore for some food they can eat. A zip-zipping dragonfly skitters all day, hunting mosquitoes and other small prey, past sunbathing turtles on a moss-covered log, who bask in the warmth of this mugmuggy bog. Neighbors to frogs with big bulging eyes, who whip out their tongues to capture some flies. Within a rich land, all swampy and green, creatures abound in this waterlogged scene. How about we waddle and quack like a duck to the next stop? Here we go. This is a muskrat with a round furry head. Can you see it right there? There it is. Asleep in her lodge on a dry grassy bed, while brown-feathered ducks with paddling feet poke near the shore for some food they can eat. A zip-zipping dragonfly skitters all day, hunting mosquitoes and other small prey. Past sunbathing turtles on a moss-covered log, who bask in the warmth of this mugmuggy bog. Neighbors to frogs with big bulging eyes, who whip out their tongues to capture some flies. Within a rich land, all swampy and green, creatures abound in this waterlogged scene. Here we go. Ooh. A paddling beetle with legs long and brown scoots over the water on its back, upside down, close to the muskrat with a round furry head, who sleeps in her lodge on a dry grassy bed. While brown-feathered ducks with paddling feet poke near the shore for some food they can eat. A zip-zipping dragonfly skitters all day, hunting mosquitoes and other small prey. Past sunbathing turtles on a moss-covered log, who bask in the warmth of this mugmuggy bog. Neighbors to frogs with big bulging eyes, who whip out their tongues to capture some flies. Within a rich land, all swampy and green, creatures abound in this waterlogged scene. So as you come along the swamp trail, you'll notice that there are a couple of side trails. We went past one before, and they go up to different lookout points, which you could do after you read the story if you have a lot of energy. And then you can get a really good view of the Drownland Swamp, which is what we're walking near, but can't yet see. But don't worry, we will be able to soon. Here we go. Ooh, this is one of my favorites. You ready? Can you see what it is? Here we go. Wow, the sun is so bright today. It's creating quite a glare. Here we go. A sunbathing snake lies curled in the heat, then slips underwater for fish it can eat. Near a paddling beetle with legs long and brown, who scoots over water on its back, upside down. Close to the muskrat with a round furry head, who sleeps in her lodge on a dry grassy bed. While brown-feathered ducks with paddling feet poke near the shore for some food they can eat. A zip-zipping dragonfly skitters all day, hunting mosquitoes and other small prey. Past sunbathing turtles on a moss-covered log, who bask in the warmth of this mugmuggy bog. Neighbors to frogs with big bulging eyes, who whip out their tongues to capture some flies. Within a rich land, all swampy and green, creatures abound in this waterlogged scene. Here's a medley of critters who swim, soar, or crawl in this sog-soggy home that protects one and all. It's a marvelous place to explore and observe, a grand web of life to cherish and preserve. This is the end of the story walk. And if you come here, there's a nice little bench, and there's a great view of the wetland. And there's lots of bird activity here. A lot of what you're seeing farther out, it looks like tall wavy grass, is actually cattails. I can see some of the flowers of the cattails from here. So if you have binoculars, you might be able to get a good look at them from here. But this is a great example of a wetland that is just beautiful and home to many, many different animals. So I hope you enjoyed this month's story walk at Drownland Swamp, and I hope you have been able to get out to all of our story walks that we have. And if you need to find where they are, go to clctrust.org/storywalk. And don't forget to take some photos and tag us in the photos. And you can also find the other walks by texting that phone number. We hope you enjoyed your walk. Bye!